Hi, how's it going, guys? This is Mr. Extra from Team Extra, and we have a spicy deck profile from our local Cyber Dragon player. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it over to the man himself, Mr. Sterling. What do you have for us?
Okay, so this deck has been coming to this locals for a little less than 5 months, and so far it has topped like twice out of the entire time it's been here, which is really funny. But overall, it's a rather powerful deck. It has some technical options, and I personally think that it deserves some type of recognition, so that's why I'm doing this deck list. Anyway, we shall begin with the main deck monsters. We are running 3 copies of the base Cyber Dragon, because of course, it's what the deck is all about. We're running 3 copies of Core, best card in the entire deck. Running 3 copies of Natchter. Now this is funny because it has extreme revival potential. You can use Natchter to summon tons and tons of extra deck monsters. And honestly, that's kind of what ties this deck a lot together, is the extra deck monsters. We've got 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Hertz. Obvious why he's a 3 of, he's just a great monster. He's a great send for Natchter. He's a great send for the next card on the deck. Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier, send Hertz. It's literally just like the best combo in the entire deck. Then we have Constellar Zubina Shamali. Now I'll explain this one to you. This one is really weird. Lots of people think this is weird. But if you have Natchter and Zubin in hand, you pitch your Zubin, you summon Natchter. Natchter effect, you can summon your Zubin back. And Zubin's effect is you can add another Constellar monster to your hand. Turns out, that means it can search itself. So you just tribute your Natchter, and you have a Nova ready. It's really weird, but you know what? It works. Then we have a 1 of Cyber Dark Chimera, Power Bond Searcher, kind of obvious. And then those are all the monsters for the deck. We'll go over to spells. There we go. For spells, we have a 3 of Cyber Repair Plate. Lots of people don't run this. They think it's a 2 of, 1 of even. Because lots of times, especially in the current metagame I'm starting to learn, is that it's not that often you actually get Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. Usually it gets banished or it gets shuffled back into the deck. But when it comes up, it does come up. And it searches out your Zubin, it searches out your Galaxy Soldier. So that's great. 3 of Machine Duplication. If you don't know why this is in the deck, you're freaking crazy. Core changes its name to Cyber Dragon. Hertz changes its name to Cyber Dragon. They're all valid targets for this card. Literally works. 3 of Cyber Emergency. Duh. 3 of Dark Ruler No More. Great board breaker. A 2 of Cyber Rev System, because there are a lot of plays you can make with this card. People argue that this card can just be a brick. However, you can use this to summon things from your hand. And using it to summon things from your hand can help you build a Nova. 1 copy of Foolish Burial to send Hertz to graveyard. 1 copy of Cyber Dark Realm to search out Cyber Dark Chimera. 1 copy of Cyberload Fusion. 1 copy of Power Bond. And 1 copy of Instant Fusion to get out some extra deck monsters. Those are the spells. So anyway, now we'll go to the very few traps that are in the deck. 3 of Imperm, 1 of Overflow. Simple as that. Then we'll go to the extra deck. We have a 3 of Cyber Dragon Nova, 2 of Cyber Dragon Infinity. This is obvious. You're going to use these to get these. We have a 1 of Chronomaly Vimana. It is a rank 5 light machine type monster with 2300 attack. And it's a Petsar. You can detach 2 materials, negate a monster activation, and you can attach 1 XYZ monster in your graveyard to it, and then target 1 monster on the board, make it gain attack equal to half of the attack of that XYZ monster you attached. So this can make Infinity big, this can make other monsters big. You can even use this to screw over your opponent, which I've used that many times. I use that to screw over my opponent when they use something like Crush Card Virus, make their monster really big, and then it gets sent to the graveyard because of Crush Card Virus's effect. 1 of Zeus, 1 of Panzer Dragon, good instant fusion target. a 1 of Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, a 1 of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. We're waiting for Clockwork Knight to come out. Give it time. A 1 of Invoked Makaba. Weird thing about this card, it has 2100 defense, meaning that Natchter can bring this back out. It's great. Anyway, 1 of Mega Fleet, 1 of Cyber Eternity Dragon. Lots of people think this card is kind of meh. I used to think about that for a long time. However, Cyber Eternity Dragon, if there's a machine fusion in your graveyard, which chances are there are, it can't be destroyed. And if it is destroyed, somehow, you do a special summon a Cyber Dragon directly from your deck, your hand, or your graveyard, which makes for a lot of recovery plays. Then for Link monsters, we have a 1 of Salomon Great Almirage, and a 1 of Cyber Dragon Seeger. Seeger is just a great little tech. Almirage is great for setting up your core plays. So that's the extra deck. Now we're going to go into the spiciest part of this entire deck, the side deck. It's really weird. Watch. 1 of Jizukiri the Star Destroying Kaiju. It's obvious why you're going to run Kaijus. In this format, it's kind of meh. Tier Elements kind of love getting sent to graveyard, but against something like Sprite, this card's perfect. 3 of Twin Twisters. I come across Mystic Mine unreasonably often. I have a hate for the card. So I also have 3 of Mystical Space Typhoon and a 1 of Harpy's Feather Duster. Yes, I hate that card a little too much. And then we have a 1 of Called by the Grave. It's just a great card to have. It's good against tier. It's good against hand traps. It's good against what else is it good against, really? Sprites. It's good against basically almost any deck that doesn't deal with banishment. So it's honestly kind of nice. So that's the spells. And the trap cards. 3 of Rivalry of Warlords. 3 of DNA Surgery. This is the weirdest combo in the entire deck. But hear me out. This got me to a top. Because what you do is if you manage to get excuse me, if you somehow manage to get both of these in your hand, you just set them, pass your turn, and then you just flip them over. Now your opponent is locked into machines. Tier Elements aren't machines. Sprites aren't machines. There's like 90% of cards in the game that are not machines. So unless they negate DNA Surgery, then they're kind of stuck. It's literally perfect. It's great. It's amazing. And then just for laughs, we'll do 1 or 2 hand tests, just because, you know, this deck is crazy and it deserves hand tests.
Well, probably won't actually have time for that.
Oh, no?
Brian's getting ready to run people out.
Shoot. Okay. We'll just do 1.
All right, draw 1 hand.
1 hand.
1 hand.
1 turn, 2 hand. Let's go.
Because he's already got the
1
cleaning stuff out.
2. Oh god. 3. 4. Why the heck did I? 5.
That was a bad example.
That is a really bad example.
All right, Sterling. Until next time.
Okay.
Until we get something else. That was a bad example. It's all
That was a
camera.
terrible
We're
example.
leaving it in there.
Yeah, leave it in there.